us now.
And we'll check. You're just staring at this. Let's get to
Oh my Lord God. Can you hear anything now? Can you hear anything now?
Yeah.
Testing. Wait, so that works now?
Yeah. Okay, you forgot to turn the thing back to the multi-output thing. Remember?
So it has to be on the multi-output
Yes.
thing every time.
Yes. Unless we wanted to do no computer audio.
Okay, this is dumb.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize. You know what?
Right, let's TO because this is because of Max. That's all it is.
Oh my God. Okay, so we're back over here. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. We had a little technical difficulty. You know what? More volume? Oh shoot. Hold on.
You're low volume. Turn your mic up.
You guys, are you like me and you look forward to the day that everything just works?
It just works. Yeah.
I do. Okay. Can you
Actually, we both need to be turned up just a little bit then.
Okay, so that's an OBS.
I'm cranked on mine,
I can
yeah.
do that. I cannot do that. We are maxed out in OBS.
Hello from Albania. Wow.
So if we're maxed out in OBS, what do we do?
Just turn the gain on the input.
On both of us?
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. We'll
Little
do
on
it.
you,
Yeah, a little bit on me, a little bit on you.
me. Audio, test, audio, test. Okay. So this should be working now.
Yeah. That should be get better, guys.
Okay.
Let us know. Let us know.
Yes, guys, let us know if the audio is good. We will have a show today, and it will be good. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. I see this was just us chitty chatting anyway, so we're okay here. Whoo! Here's what we're gonna do, because we're trying to do this as a podcast now, ladies and gentlemen. So
Let's
is
do
this?
it this way so we can get it, because I've got it cranked on mine. So what we're gonna do now that we have this is turn.
1 second, guys.
Yeah, we just want to make sure because like the volume here is good. We're gonna. That's what it is.
What?
All right. That should be.
Scarlett's at 0.
Yep. We'll do this at like do 15. All right.
This might get really loud. Bo, we'll have to let you know.
Yeah. Is that? If I'm and that way I'd have to be like.
The mic is
Yeah.
a fist from my mouth. So
Yeah. There we go.
So that's better?
Yeah.
Dude, the Scarlet looks like it's just capping out now. But it sounds okay?
Yes.
Okay, so this audio level makes no sense at all. Bo's clapping. Bo's excited. Okay.
Yeah.
My God.
it only.
Okay.
It only took us a minute this time.
What a shit show from the get-go. Oh my goodness. Okay, so here's what we're going to do because we're trying to make this into a podcast as well. So here's what we're going to do. I'm just going to do an intro so that we can just restart this. Everybody's brain can just
Let's just pretend like.
let's
it didn't
pretend. I'm not going to play the intro again. By the way, guys in the chat, let us know what you guys thought about our little 5-minute screen of the intro. All right. We're going to pretend like nothing happened. Okay, let's all take a
And this time you don't have to be as close with this because it's not as hot.
Okay. All right, here we go. Woosaw and what's going on, everybody? Welcome to your local, not local,
International.
international. I did such a good job with the intro the first time, and there's no audio. I'm mad now. The whole streams, I'm going to be mad. Let's talk about Harley or something. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
No.
All right. What's going on, guys? Welcome to episode 2 of Live on Two Wheels, your weekly live motorcycle show talking about motorcycle stuff, other things like that here on the internet. I'm Chase on Two Wheels. This guy is Bo.
Hey, guys.
And we're going to try our bestest to make sure that this stream goes as fluidly as possible. It is, never without issue. Am I right?
I'm actually pretty excited about this one because we got
Why
it
are
fixed.
you so excited
Because
about
we got
this
it fixed
episode,
really
Bo?
quickly, and now we know that everything else works. It's just the other. We just have to remember to switch the inputs.
Right. Okay. So I am happy about that. But
Yeah.
you know what? Let's actually get to the show. The last episode, our first episode, we spent like the first 25 minutes doing literally nothing but fixing things. So, all right.
So now we have more time to talk to you guys.
Now we have more time to talk to you guys. So I'm gonna pull our show sheet up, Bo, because we got stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
So, guys, if you're not familiar, this show, we are going to spend the first half of the show talking about some articles that we found on the internet, motorcycle related, of course. We're going to talk about the sponsor for a quick second after that, which is Tonnit. If you guys don't know, Tonnit is a social media app where you can connect with local riders around you. We'll talk more about them because we've got some cool stuff to talk about with Tonnit this time because we thought of a way to like incorporate y'all into it. But we'll talk about that later. And then after the little Tonnit ad thing, we have a video that we didn't get to last episode. And was it Visor Down? Was it that website?
Yes.
Visor Down did a very comprehensive series of two videos. Yeah, they did a super good job. And they cover all of the motorcycles being released in 2021. So, Bo and I planned on talking about it last time, but we had no idea how fast an hour goes. We didn't even get to talk about it. So we're going to show you guys that video. And then what we're going to do is we have both picked our top 3 favorite motorcycles for 2021, the launches. And then we are going to discuss which ones are our favorite and why they are our favorites. So without further ado, I am going to pull up a screen with stuff on it so we can talk. Copy link URL. Paste the link URL.
Chase is now just narrating everything he does.
Narrating what I do.
That won't get annoying.
Okay, yeah. People are going to... This is great content, guys. All right, so
He's
guys...
thinking about the podcast.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the cool thing that we can do now, guys. I'm going to transition to the screen. So if you guys didn't know, over on Revzilla, they have articles of, like, it's called Common Tread. And we saw this article the other day. Lane-splitting study in France yields unexpected results, but it's not that simple. Now, this is a really long article, as you guys can see. We're not going to read through the entire thing because why the hell would we do that? But I thought it would be interesting to talk about this for a second because the Cliff Notes version of this article, so you guys don't have to read it, is France, which is an area that currently has lane splitting legal, as many of the countries over in Europe they do. We don't have that in America other than in California, those lucky anyway. So they did a study on if lane splitting causes more accidents for both motorcyclists and cars. The study found out that supposedly lane splitting causes more accidents. But it gets a little funky because it's not that simple. So supposedly when they did this study in the areas, they did like literally in intersections, they did the study in. So it's like super minute little areas. It wasn't like countrywide. But accidents went up during the study, but they didn't factor in the fact that accidents in general for France went up at the same time. So it's like they deduced that lane splitting causes more accidents, but then it doesn't really, I don't think it was like a perfect study or something like that. So something I thought was interesting was you have these countries who have lane splitting that's legal, and they're like looking into it to see if it's safer. Now, Bo, I think me and you are kind of on the same page with lane splitting in general, right? We both think it's overall a positive situation. Am I correct?
100% support the legalizing filtering and splitting in the United States.
Right. So I will say here in the shop, we do have some disagreements. I think it's specifically Brian's the main guy. Yeah. Brian's the technician that works with Wreck Bike Ruble. You guys probably know who Brian is. So Brian is adamantly against lane splitting, and I want us to be clear in what we are in what we're saying. We don't think that lane splitting is like without danger, and we don't think, I think the problem with people that argue lane splitting is you're making the assumption that everybody's going to do like those old German videos. I don't know if you guys were on YouTube at the time, but old YouTube, like old motorcycle YouTube, there would be these stupidly popular Russian videos of a guy on like an R1 going 150 miles an hour in between cars. Bo, did you ever see stuff like that?
Yeah, and that's exactly what people think when they think of lane splitting.
Right. They assume that, if it's legal,
Now,
Suddenly, you're gonna have motorcyclists going like through cars.
Okay. So here's the major flaw in that kind of thinking. Those people are going to do that regardless of the law because they're already breaking the freaking law. So that should not be the barometer for whether or not it should be done. It saves lives. It's been proven to save lives. It has saved a lot of lives in California. Since the late 80s, they did the early 90s, they did the Hurt Report and found out that nearly 2/3 of all accidents that involve a motorcycle and a car are at stoplights or slow traffic. That has reduced since they've legalized lane splitting. It's just factual evidence. Those people should be able to benefit from a safe way of traveling, regardless of what people who break the law are going to do, because they're going to do it no matter what.
So that is a really good point. The guys that are going to do that, like asinine riding, right? That's the same type person that's going to do it anyway. Like, whether it's legal or not is not going to slow a psychopath down from doing that kind of stuff. When we talk about legalizing lane splitting, at least here in Atlanta where we're located, we are not allowed to do that. Many guys do that, but I think one of the things that legalizing lane splitting does is it puts me in a safer situation, because like me, a responsible rider, the times I'm going to use lane splitting, honestly, are probably when traffic is dead stopped.
Yeah.
Like, what other time would you use lane splitting?
There's no other time when you would use lane splitting. And in California, there is, in most places that have lane splitting, there is a rule. The law is, if the speed of traffic is going like 25 miles an hour or under, you can lane split and go no more than 10 miles an hour faster than that. And that's the way it should be, because all the times I've almost been freaking sandwiched have been in traffic, or up in the mountains there was a wreck and the car was stopped, and me and my buddy pulled over, got on thing, and as soon as we were over, car smashed into the car in front of us.
Yeah, no thank you.
That's when it's good.
Real quick, Craig, thank you for the super chat or whatever that thing's called. I have seen Royal Jordanian.
Yeah.
Who has not seen Royal Jordanian in the motorcycle industry? Thank you for that support, man. So yeah, like that makes total sense. 25 and under, because like, dude, car people are idiots. There is no way, if we were moving at any sort of speed, for one, if the car is moving, then I probably don't need to lane split anyway, right? Yeah. Like, if the only time I'm ever finding myself wanting to lane split in Atlanta is everybody is stopped, and if a car, if it's like stop traffic, you can't go anywhere as a car.
Well, then,
you can do this.
So Jason Mitchell brought up a good point, which is traffic filtering, which is the second part of most splitting laws. There is lane splitting, which is in slow to nearly not moving traffic, and then there's filtering, when you get to a red light and the traffic's backed up. We go to the front, and when the light turns green, we're off.
What was the first one you said?
There's lane splitting and filtering.
Oh, okay. So wait. Oh, yeah. So that is a huge difference.
Yeah, because your risk of being hit is exponentially higher the slower that traffic is going, because that's when people are less likely to be paying attention. They're focused on what's going on around them, and rear end.
Right. So if that's the case, then I don't even know if I need lane splitting. I just want filtering legal. Like, I don't need lane splitting.
Both of them should be viable, and they are in most other countries. They have some form of this, and it does well because they're teaching the drivers to look out for those things. So it's a two-pronged approach. If drivers aren't being educated to look out for those things, then it doesn't change the danger to motorcycles. But if motorcyclists and drivers of cars are being taught appropriate ways to split and filter and to look out for those things, everybody wins. And I brought this up to Brian, the more people that see that bikes can do this, the more people that are going to be like, maybe I should start riding, and the more people that are going to realize how little they pay attention in a car. It made me a better driver riding on a motorcycle on the street. Now I consider myself a more aware driver in the car, and I don't zone out.
So that's a really good point, and that's something I've talked to Heather about. Heather's my wife, if you don't know. We've had this conversation about you truly become a better car driver when you become a motorcycle rider. I don't know why. I guess it's because as a motorcyclist, you don't get the luxury of just being in a car, bro. You could fall asleep and then you could eventually wake back up and you could be okay.
Bro, I've done it.
Right. Everybody has had those times where you drive, it's the middle of the night, you got to drive somewhere and you nod off. You cannot do that in a motorcycle.
There have been times I get home and I'm just like,
how did I make it?
I am a danger to society.
Right. Dude, so yeah, I totally understood. So that can happen in a car.
Japay, lane splitting is also looked at in, thanks for the super chat, by the way. Lane splitting is also looked at in terms of population. So
interesting.
And something that we don't have that most other countries have is a high population of motorcyclists. So most of the departments of transportation give no craps about whether or not we need to be taken into consideration with those laws going on. So the more people riding, the more likely these things are to pass.
Right. That's so something that I heard you talking to Brian about, when we were having a kind of like internal discussion about this was, and honestly, something that had never, it's always been a selfish reason of why I want lane splitting. I want to be safer. I don't trust people to stop behind me, which is why I always ride whatever the group of cars is going, like +5. Sometimes a little bit higher if I'm feeling a little crazy.
Yes.
But no, generally though, all jokes aside, I don't ever ride the same speed as traffic around me because people, again, like we were saying, in cars, you just zone out. But if lane splitting was legal, granted, I'll give the argument this, it would take some time, at least in a new area like here in Atlanta, since we'll just keep that conversation going. It's going to take time for people in cars to realize, one...
It's going to take time to educate them.
Well, yeah, people are going to have no idea that that's not illegal. And, bro, let me go ahead and tell you, cars here, or at least drivers in Atlanta, they get mad when you get ahead of them. Everybody looks at like they're playing a constant game of Mario Kart, and then the first person over the line wins. So it would take some time in an area like Atlanta for people to be like, look, this is something that's legal, and it's making us safer. The vast majority of motorcyclists are not going to slow cars down. Am I right, Bo? Can I get an amen?
Amen. Amen.
Thank you. So that's the thing I don't understand. If you are a car driver and a motorcycle lane splits and gets in front of you, he's like, look, bro, that guy's going to be gone, and you're not going to see him ever again in like 2 seconds.
We got 2 super chats there.
2 super chats.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That gaming guy said lane splitting almost got his bike destroyed. Sucks. Feels bad, man. Adam, I don't know much about UK motorcycle laws. He asked, "What's your opinion on the UK motorcycle laws?"
That would be a good conversation to have. We should research it one day and have a legit.
We should put that in one of the episodes. I do know that they have more like stringent requirements to get a license, at least in vehicles.
I would love to have that conversation because, if for one, thank you guys for the super chats. Those are super helpful because they're super chats.
Hey.
Okay, I'm gonna stop.
Boo.
No, but I do know, the Chase on Two Wheels channel. It's a worldwide channel, and I do know that when I talk about first rides a lot, people always bring up, this is a big bike in my country type thing. So I want to educate myself on the UK stuff. So should we put that on the show notes for next week?
So we'll put a pin in that one.
Yeah, I like the idea of us doing that next week.
Do a little research, and then just to keep the ball rolling, just put a overall TLDR on your thoughts on the lane splitting.
All right, so to finish that up, I think lane splitting would be very valuable. I understand that it would take time for the community around it to learn that that's okay, but like Bo was arguing outside of this show, lane splitting is going to show more cars, more motorcycles. That's going to make more cars more aware of motorcycles. That's also going to make more car drivers consider becoming motorcyclists. And the more motorcyclists there are, the safer we all get to be because people are going to know we're there. Our main problem as a motorcyclist, people don't know we're there.
Yep.
So if a car person, or if the car community itself learns that motorcyclists are here, I think that's game over. So do you want to cap out lane splitting? We've been talking about that for a hot second.
That's it. My article is going to be fairly quick. It was just something that popped out, and then I want to rapid fire through our favorite picks, and then get to our YouTube video.
Sweet. Okay, so that's lane splitting. And guys, if you want the article that we're talking about, in the show notes after the show, we'll update everything, so you guys can click on this link if you want to watch the entire article or something like. So, Bo, I'm gonna throw it over to you. What do we got going on?
Mine, and it's funny that somebody mentioned it in the chat earlier. I wanted to talk about Buell. I'm gonna briefly, because it's being rebranded. It's coming back.
I'm gonna bring you up your article in like 2 seconds.
Yep. This is a different rebranding because it's actually going back to the original owner, or the original company that was started by the original owner, I should say.
So if you guys don't know what Buells are, this is a photo of a Buell. I don't know what type this is.
So
EBR 1190 SX.
Yeah, so the 1190 is the flagship, and that was Harley Davidson letting go of that model, and they were able to release it under the EBR tag. Now Buell.
So this was going to be a Harley.
No, Harley owned the company.
Okay.
For the longest time. Then Indian bought like 41% of it, and then there was some weirdness with the intellectual property for the 1190. Right. They released it in like 2014.
Okay.
EBR, Eric Buell Racing.
Oh, look at this fancy.
Yeah. So here's the reason that I like this. One, I like Buells. It's a unique thing. I love when American, bikes come on to try different types of things, and this is just not what you expect out of an American company. But the thing that I really am excited about Buell coming back and under the EBR brand is they've decided they're going to have the 1190 as like the platform.
The 1190 is the naked?
The 1190 is the big boy. That's their flagship platform.
Okay.
So there's like an RX, there's an RS, I believe. But
so
now,
this is the SX that we're looking at.
Right.
And then we can go down here for the
they're taking
RX.
that platform now and going butt nuts with it. They're going to have, when they relaunch between now and 2024, they're going to have like 10 models. Right. Of those, tourers, cruisers, dirt, dual sports, a super tourer, a hill climber, a dune racing style. And then the thing that's got me excited is they're going to offer as well medium and small displacement in this lineup. So they're going back to try to regain some momentum in the market, because right now mid-range bikes are pretty hot, especially mid-range nakeds.
Right.
And so mid to large displacements are kind of really the hot thing. They're going to do some small, but it's mostly going to be mid to heavyweights.
So,
which I think is cool.
So are they? You said they're going to do an entire product line then.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking
10 bikes for right now. That's what they have planned is 10 bikes.
So I've ridden an EBR before.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, it was a subscriber's EBR, because these things are so hard to come from.
Yeah, man.
So is the new company going to be Buell?
It's going to be Buell, but it's a rebrand of EBR. Eric Buell Racing,
right.
The former CEO, Bill Melvin, is back in charge, right? He was the EBR's boss, basically.
Got it.
He is now going to be heading up, as the CEO, Buell Motorcycles, which is actually just EBR.
Now, confirm for me, let me know if I'm right. This is an all-American motorcycle company, then?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is interesting.
Yep. Super excited. I can't wait to see what kind of other bikes that they offer.
Yeah, this will be...
Especially since they're going to go outside of the norm of the 1190,
right,
and try some new stuff like cruisers and dirt bikes and stuff like that.
So I will say, I remember when I started riding, there was a guy in my riding group that had a Buell. Mm-hmm. And if I'm going to be honest, I think that's the only Buell I ever saw my entire, up to this day. That's the only time I saw a Buell on the road.
I've only talked to one person that has it, and that's Notorious Bunny up in, I don't know if she still makes videos or not, but she's up in New York or New Jersey.
Well, so like
her and her boyfriend, her husband, have mules.
So I mean, like, I don't know. It's crazy to see, and then even then the EBRs. I've only seen a handful of EBRs my entire life, so that'll be interesting to see how. I mean, like, that's got to be such a complicated situation, bringing an entire motorcycle line and 10 at that. I'm kind of shocked that they're coming in so hard.
Yep.
Like, why wouldn't you do like the Harley approach, where you bring in a couple bikes, see how they do, bring in a couple more bikes? You know what I mean? Like that, I feel like that would be the move more than.
No, I think they're just gonna.
You just think they're trying to hit the ground hard or something?
Full send, yeah. It's back in the hands of the people who created it. So why not go hard in the paint?
Yeah.
Go big or go home.
Can you imagine? He's probably been sitting back being like, bro, the second I can, I'm going to launch every one of my dream motorcycles for this company.
All the bikes.
Oh, we want all 10. I've got 10 ideas, and we're making 10 bikes, baby.
Well,
that's pretty cool. Do they have when's their launch date? I see right now. Between now and 2024?
That's when the 10 models are coming.
Bro, how
so they're
going to
stage them
10 like that?
They're going to stage them throughout the next, 4 years.
I like how we're going to stage 10 brand new motorcycles and then release 10 of them in, 3 years? Yep. 3 bikes a year?
Yep.
Okay. I'll ride the hell out of one if I get the opportunity.
Cool.
I'm totally down for that.
Well, speaking of bikes.
No, okay. No, look, we're at the 30-minute mark. We're going to talk about Tonnit for a second.
We did good.
We're doing okay, boys. We're doing okay. We're actually going to do this correct this time. If you guys don't know, we didn't talk about Tonnit until like 45 minutes into the stream last time. Major mess up. So let's talk about Tonnit for a second. The sponsor of this show, the last show, and a couple more shows moving forward. Tonnit is a cool motorcycle app. You guys, if you look in the description of this live stream, you can see a link to it. It'll actually link you directly to our club and us specifically. So the really cool thing about Tonnit is if you are new to riding, or if you have been riding for a while and you don't know anybody around you, that's how I started riding. I had no friends that rode, of course. So what I ended up having to do is search online groups for my local area.
Meetup.com.
Meetup.com. I think this is a half sponsorship for Meetup.com, if it's still a thing.
Don't use Meetup.com. It's horrible.
Is it still a thing?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. Don't use Meetup.com. Use Tonnit. It's perfect. So what Tonnit does, it's a motorcycle social media that actually breaks the social media down to your local area. I can post you guys awesome photos about like, oh man, the weather's great today, going for a ride, and that doesn't mean shit to you guys. But if you're on Tonnit, you can see what other riders are posting around you, and then that helps you meet people that ride the same motorcycle as you. So the cool thing we wanted to talk to you guys about today real quick about Tonnit is we want to start answering y'all's questions, and we want you to submit them over on Tonnit. So, Bo, how do we do this?
So, what we need to do, and I just linked to the club. It's going to be club only. All you have to do is, it's basically a video voicemail. You record a video of yourself, which you can do inside the app, and ask your question, and then use the hashtag. What did we land on? It was
LO2W.
No, it's L2W.
Type that in chat. Hashtag L2W.
So, hashtag L2W. And if you're in the club and it's in the thing, we'll see it. And then we're going to pull one of those questions. And then what did we decide if we ended up answering one?
Okay, so the goal is to end the show out by answering a viewer question. We are going to answer one of the people, like that's going to be where we get our answers from, or I guess that's where we're going to get our questions from. We're going to answer them.
You're going to get your answers from us.
I'm going to get my answers from Tonnit as well. No, but if we select your video to answer on the show live, what we're going to do is you'll win something for that episode. So we're going to try to bring in sponsor stuff to do giveaways, but for the next episode, what we're going to do is a $50 giveaway if we select your question.
Is it a $50 Revzilla?
It's a $50 Revzilla gift card. Yes, thank you for
yeah. We're
mentioning
not just
that.
gonna give you 50 bones.
Yeah, we're not just gonna. We're gonna
Mail you cash
No, we're gonna send a carrier pigeon with a 50
with nothing but quarters.
Oh God, it won't be able to fly. Also, I noticed Tashin with the super chat. Tashin, thank you so much. And Tashin said that they actually have gas tanks now on the Buells.
Nice.
And supposedly they had gas in the frame.
Nice.
I don't know anything about that.
Gas and oil were in the frame.
Okay, hell no to that. No thanks, fam. And there's another super chat. Wow, Zion, $10. Thanks, man. What's up? Just, doing live shows. No big deal. Just chilling with my homies.
Living the dream.
Living the dream, man.
I'm living the dream.
We're all living the dream. Oh, guys. Okay, real quick. We're going to get to these videos. That was it for Tonnet. You guys go join our club real quick, Ontwowheels. That's the club name over on Tonnet. Links in the description. So, before we get to our top picks for the year, so a lot of you guys probably were here on the last show. Hopefully you were. So Bo went out to the FTR launch, the Indian FTR out in Arizona. They asked us to cover it. We did. So
video's out now.
Video came out yesterday. Y'all, this dude over here did such a good job talking with people over at Indian. I got a text message today. They were like, hey, Chase, Indian requested personally that Bo come out to the Chief launch that's happening in 2 weeks. What? So Bo's stupidly excited about it, as you can tell by that stupid face of his.
Okay.
How excited are you right now to do a Chief launch? Because that's the bike you were talking mad smack about, good about last time.
Oh, yeah.
Why did it sound like somebody just came in the shop? Is it? Hello? Get out if you're here. Yeah, so everybody do clap emojis in the chat for Bo. He did such a good job on a press launch that he got asked back by name, which is...
Here's hoping I don't screw this up.
So I was joking with Bo. I was like, so here's what's going to happen. You built a great relationship in one press launch, and then you're going to ruin it in the next one. If you guys don't know, a Chief, it's called Chief?
Yeah.
The Chief is a cruiser, which is down Bo's alley. So he knows how to talk about cruisers. So I was like, watch them be like, yeah, we're never having him back after the Chief launch. Anyway, that's super exciting for Bo. I'm very happy that worked out so well for you.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see how that next one goes. Okay. So next up, we have our top 3 picks.
From the video from
the video from last week, and we'll have this linked in the video in the description for this live stream.
2 great videos he did back to back.
Really, yeah, it's a solid set of videos, man. Yeah. Highly recommended if you guys aren't up to date with what bikes are coming out for 2021. So I don't like Bo. Do you want to go back and forth and we each show one motorcycle? Like you pick one, I pick one, and then we just
because I only picked 2.
Right.
Even though you told me to pick 3.
I did. I told you multiple times to pick 3, and you were just like, no, So, Bo, tell us what your first favorite bike that you're looking forward to the most.
I didn't even have to think about it. For the first time I saw it, the Honda Rebel 1100.
Give me 1 second. I'm going to pull it up on screen so the people can see what we're talking about.
Yeah.
All right. This is the 2021 Rebel 1100.
Yeah.
Bro, under 10? Brand new?
And they have 2 versions. They have a manual and a DCT.
Okay, this is Honda. We know they've had this DCT for a hot second, so they're going to put that in the Rebel platform.
I think Jess was on one, if I'm not mistaken. Jess is in the chat, too. Her 2 wheels. I believe that she was on one. I love the Honda Rebel. The new Rebels are like what people in the 90s thought bikes in 2020 would look like. It's such a cool looking bike. I love them. I love the style, and the fact that they did a big boy version of it. I'm pretty stoked.
So currently, how do they have an 1100 Rebel right now?
Nope.
What's the biggest Rebel
300
they have? 300
and 500. That's the new one.
Oh, so this is a whole new.
Now they used to have a big boy way back in the day,
right?
Way back in the day, in the 80s. But this is like them going like, all right, here's why I like it. because when you bring a new rider in on a small displacement motorcycle, you build a kind of brand relationship. And so, like, that person's like, oh, I love the Honda Rebel because I have such an attachment to it. I've grown up as a rider riding this. I've learned on it. I've taken trips on it. I've met friends on it.
Right.
And if you can go like right now with my Bolt, I'm having this moment where I love that Bolt, but I wish it had a couple hundred more cc's and one more gear. So I'm at that point now with that bike where I'm like, I need the next step up for it.
For people that don't know, the Bolt has five-speed transmission.
It's 5-speed transmission, just sub 1,000 cc's. It's a great bike for going around town and whatnot. But if I take long trips, I'm screaming and I'm
right.
But like, if you lock somebody in on a Rebel and they do a really good job, and the 300 and 500 are great bikes, having a graduation present.
Graduation.
You know what I mean?
Present. Yeah.
It's like, oh, cool. You really like that bike when you're ready for a new one. Well, we've got you covered. It's a bike you already know. It's a brand you already know.
Yeah, you're already familiar with the whole thing.
Boom. There you go. 1,100 more brands need to do this.
I will say, as a guy, you guys know I'm not a big cruiser guy. I don't know what it is, but I'm not looking at this bike as a cruiser. I understand that it is, but this doesn't look like a cruiser to me. This looks something that I could actually see myself riding a bike like this. Yeah. I think it's because of this kind of trellis open frame.
Well, it has a more like, it's less of a old man hanging back and more of like a sportier.
Yeah. You know what it looks like? It looks like you took like a naked bike and then sunk the seat down.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like.
And like just rake the front end out a little bit. Yeah.
This, I could sign on with this. Yeah. But it's technically a cruiser, right?
Yeah, it is 100% a cruiser.
So what's the difference in this and those ugly ass Harleys?
Not much in the general like shape of things.
Okay.
Yeah. Fair. I mean, just at a glance, this looks like a fat boy.
Right.
Like when you look at that picture, small on my screen, just glancing at it, that's kind of what it reminds me of.
Okay.
But yeah, not much. But that engine's going to be different because it's a Japanese engine.
Right.
So it's going to be more smooth, the firing orders can be different. It's definitely the Yamaha does that too. It feels like a Yamaha engine.
Right. Yeah. So I am going to pull up what was my first one is going to be a surprise to absolutely nobody. Anybody in the chat want to guess? I'll give you 5 seconds. You guys guess what my favorite bike for 2021 is going to be. I think I've even talked about this on the channel, how excited I am about this thing. Bo, you can't cheat and give them answers.
No. God.
Okay, you guys ready for it? Let me put the screen on. This is going to be the best bike of 2021. Let me just go ahead and let you know. There's going to be no surprises. The video won't do well, but Chase will be the most excited. It's a V4 Multistrada, ladies and gentlemen. Do you want to know why? Of course you want to know why, because it's going to be the best motorcycle ever. The reason is, seriously, when I first did a first ride on a Ducati Panigale V4, I had the revelation that, oh my gosh, this is the most rideable Ducati I have ever ridden. That V4 platform is a phenomenal engine, and not only it has gobs of power, but it is translated to the ground in such a nice way that you can take. My wife's in the room? Yeah. Babe, this is our next bike right here. Perfect timing. Here's where I want to spend $30,000. Is it 30,000? I imagine it's close.
Googly moogly.
Bro, Multistradas don't mess around. They are
that Ducati tax.
Yeah, you definitely pay the Ducati tax. What? Wait, how is it only? Oh, that's euro. Son of a! How dare you?
Yeah, their money is worth more than ours.
So the main point is I love the V4 platform in general, and if you guys have seen any video I've ever done on a Multistrada, you know that I am a huge fan of that motorcycle. So if you take the engine that I fell in love with on a Panigale and you put it in a platform that I already really like, it cannot be bad. Asterisk, let's wait till the first ride. But, I mean, I think the looks are cool. They've changed the looks up a bit, but I'm okay with it. They've got this kind of like LED kind of eyebrow situation going on, but
it looks a little like more future, like
yeah, they've got the LED running light thing. The only thing I don't like, if we look at this side view right here, I don't really love the way the head is. You guys can see this little area right here.
Like
I'm sure it looks cool from the
double
front.
dip.
Yeah, it's got like a little blip in it, and I'm not.
It's because they're trying to like replicate the fender look on the top.
No, I know, I know what they're doing, but it's like I don't know if I'm really here for it. Okay, they have no photos of the sport model. R.I.P. Whoa, look at that! Oh my goodness, I want it so bad. Okay, yeah, Multistrada V4. I could not ride that thing fast enough right now. I want to spend all day on one of those. Oh, the little rear red trellis subframe. My God. Okay.
Time to move on. You're
okay, I'll talk about this forever. Bo, tell us what your next bike is, and I'll get it pulled up.
All right, we're gonna rapid fire because we gotta have
funky.
enough. We gotta have enough time to.
Oh God, yeah.
Do the last video.
You're right. I'm getting you pulled up right now.
All right. So really quickly, it's Energica. I think it's how you pronounce it.
Let's pretend that's the exact way to pronounce it.
Nailed
we're
it.
Correct.
It's they have raced in Moto E and been really successful, and they're gonna start doing more consumer bikes.
Is there a specific one that you're here for, or is it just the brand in general?
The R
Ego?
No, it was like an RS or R something like that. The Ego's cool too. Again, not my style of bike, but it's sexy as hell. More than that, it is that a race pedigree EV company is coming into the consumer market a little bit more, which benefits all of us because the more EV is being made, the more it innovates, the better products we get, the cheaper that we can get them, the more people that are trying to do new cool things and work with these kind of technologies. And when you saturate the market, the consumer wins. And that's what I'm excited about. And they have proven themselves in Moto E to do really well. And so I'm happy that they're.
I will say, looking at this photo of these three, the
middle one I think is
the Eva Rebelle.
The Rebelle.
Are they Italian?
I believe so. Yeah.
In that case, Eva Rebelle.
Don't do that.
That thing looks sick. If you guys are just listening to this, you definitely need to go check that out because I don't even know what's up with that, but I love every second of it.
Everything I knew looking at these that'd be your bag.
Yeah, that's that's legit.
It's good looking stuff, but like more to the point, they have proven themselves completely capable. So, having them come in and start doing more and more of the
you actually bring up a really good point with the electric bikes, and I'm going to my number 3 bike is what I'm going to show you guys right now, only because it fits really well with Bo's conversation about electric bikes. If you guys don't know, I'm totally here for all the electric stuff, but the major issue, because I've ridden Zeros before, and there's always like it's really cool, it's really fast, it has instant torque, but the main problem is that you don't have the motorcycle feel. You don't have the exhaust and stuff like that. But check out my number 3 thing that I'm really excited for. Number 3 bike for this year. Kawasaki's working on something they're calling the Endeavor. What they've basically done is created an electric motorcycle with a manual transmission.
It's been done before by a couple other companies, and I like it.
So here's the video that they have. Now, I'm not really sure what the shifting does. I don't know if it locks speed or something like that, but
it's probably using a gearbox to introduce more or less torque through a range.
But do you not think that would ruin the whole like EV thing of having unlimited torque?
I mean, it could.
Not unlimited torque,
but
like
it also like if you watch Ken Block do the electric Focus rally car.
Yeah.
It took him a while to get used to it because you've spent your entire life muscle memory, right? Using the clutch, going through the gears, knowing when the power band is, and if the power band is linear all the way through, then you have to like untrain your body to remember that you've been doing it. So it's like I can see where it could be beneficial to have more control throughout each, designated type of quote unquote rev range.
Right. So I'm excited that a company as big as Kawasaki is at least taking on the challenge of figuring out how to give us motorcyclists a satisfying click and something that's more used to kind of like help the transition into electric. I do think that this whole process is really going to hinge on how well they integrate a gearbox to an electric motorcycle. If you guys don't know, if you've never ridden an electric motorcycle, it's kind of like a scooter. You turn it on and you just go with the throttle. There's no, shifting at all. So I love the idea of having shifting because anytime I've ridden a zero, I'm constantly doing this and I'm constantly moving my foot up and down, and it doesn't feel like normal riding. So this could bridge the gap really well.
Yep. EVs are pretty dope. I'm excited. The more people making them, like I said, the better it is for all of us.
Right. So I'm going to show you guys my final top 3 bike that I'm pretty sure. I don't know how Luke feels about it, but me and Brian have talked about this bike, and we are amped for it. Bo, you can let us know how you feel in a second when we start talking about it.
Yeah.
And you guys know that Yamaha is putting out new MT bikes this year, right? They got the MT-09 and MT-07 upgrades. Totally new body style. I think the engine's mostly the same, but I think people be sleeping on this thing. If you guys don't know, they got this bad boy coming. Tracer 9 GT. Was having a conversation with a guy at the mountain parking lot the other day. He came up to me and he's like, "Hey Chase, big fan of the show. Watch your videos. I've currently got an MT-09 and I want something that I can ride more comfortably long distances." He said him and his son both have MT-09s, and he said something like he was 65. Side note, the dude looked 40 at max, so he's doing something right. But I was, the guys and I have been researching this bike, and I was like, let me go ahead and tell you, you need to wait, because he was talking about like the FJR, which is, I think, Yamaha's kind of like sport cruiser or sport. What do you call the FJR? What?
Sport touring.
Sport touring. That's right. He was talking about the FJR, but he was worried it was too big. And he said he loved his MT-09. I was like, dude, you legit need to wait, because this Tracer 9 GT, let me just find this for you guys, because
I don't know. It looks like a tall man's game.
it may be a tall man's game. You might be right. So it's not cheap. 15 grand, but
it's big leg gang.
It is big leg game, but it has cornering ABS, electronic suspension, an IMU. Bro, this thing has everything. KYB electronically controlled suspension. That's the 6-axis IMU. Full LED. Side cases are standard?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yes.
Why wouldn't they be?
Now, here's the thing. I remember this day. You guys know I've done a lot of first rides on motorcycles, and some of them you don't remember. To this day, I remember the first time that I rode a Tracer 900. It was, I think I rode it before an MT-09. The way that engine puts power down, you don't forget that. And I remember to this day how much fun I had on it. And I have a feeling that was kind of the start of me really appreciating adventure bikes, or, the upright touring bikes. So seeing this guy come out with stuff like electronic suspension, bruh.
You see, Dan, 9-minute warning.
9-minute warning. Noted. 9-minute warning?
Yeah, we ran through that hour.
Jesus, again. Okay.
Hey, but
Tracer
you know what?
900 GT, I'm super excited for.
Yeah, I'll see what my inseam thinks.
No, short man problems. Yep. Okay. So yeah, those are our favorite bikes.
Yep.
You guys, let us know if you're watching this. Let us know what your top 3 favorite bikes are in the comments. I would love to see what you guys are thinking based on.
Yeah, go watch that video. That dude does a fantastic job.
Yes, absolutely. You guys definitely need to watch.
Visor down.
There'll be a link.
Yeah, there'll be a link.
You guys can check out the link. Oh, real quick, I made a honorable mention was the CB1000R. They got a blacked out model and it looks dope. Anyway, that's not the point. So, Bo found us a guy that deserves way more views on his video. I'm gonna bring it up right
Dude
here.
has like what was it, like 43 or something?
I don't know. Hold on. I'm bringing it up right now. So, this guy, he's out of Europe, I believe.
Denmark.
Okay. The dude's got a video, ironically, on the FTR, which is probably
There's
why
a theme.
there's a theme here. So what happened was YouTube saw that Bo was looking up FTR stuff, and he was like, YouTube was like, Bo, you would love this guy. So he's called Moto Marvelous. I just mixed both of those words together. But the dude's production quality.
First off, how many subs does he have?
Let me.
This number is dumb.
Yeah, he's got less than five. Guys, we need to get him over 500 subs. He currently has 458.
And it's dumb because these videos are all
right.
legit.
So Bo has shown me this. I don't know. My computer might melt right now. If it does, it'll do it live. So I'm gonna put the audio on. And Bo, you're gonna have to watch this audio for me to make sure it's not bad. So I'm gonna give you guys a synopsis of this video.
And don't get me wrong,
Dude's got a FTR 1200 from Indian. There's supposedly an exhaust company called Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. How does he say Jekyll? It's like Jaggle or something like that. I love it. It's my absolute favorite.
He's got a great accent. I love
it. The accent's solid. So I guess they sent him a Dr. Jaggle and Mr. Hyde exhaust. So it's really cool. The exhaust has a valve inside of it. So you can crank your bike up if it's early in the morning and you don't want to like wake your neighbors up or anything. You can like just ride with the valve closed, and then you can like press a button and the valve.
It's on the handlebar.
Yeah. Oh, so it maps to that. The valve
the button's
opens
on the
up,
handlebar.
and now you have a stupidly loud exhaust. I want to get to the point where he's actually.
So they do that a lot in like race cars, quote unquote, and it will divert it into a shorter pipe, bigger pipe. But I've never seen it like actuated in a motorcycle like that. I've seen people do it like, and you twist it, and like you have a set screw. It's freaking cool.
Okay, so
it's how Corvette exhaust works.
So we're gonna test this. This is our first time testing a YouTube video with audio, so hopefully it works out okay. Wait, am I playing it right now? I'm not. Let me just close all these other tabs real quick to make sure that I don't like have other audio playing or something. My computer's gonna melt. It's gonna happen.
Is your computer frying?
I think my computer is about to blow up. I'm trying to close all these other tabs so there's no other audio playing. Okay. Do you hear audio playing?
I'm waiting for it to catch up.
Oh, okay, gotcha. 1 second, guys. I want to make sure that the audio is okay for this. All right, we're gonna try it.
Just go for it. Full send.
Boom.
Sound test.
This is before he gets on the track.
It's not playing on the thing. Oh, there you go.
This is with the valve closed. This is it quiet.
Yeah.
All right, now he's gonna open the valve up. Check this out, and watch it. Look at that! How cool is that? Okay, I'm gonna shut up.
It's a good looking bike.
Facts, man, facts. Anyway, so we watched through this video. Bo tells me like
I've watched through a couple of other ones. They're all the same level of production.
So he didn't just put like a lot of work into one video.
No.
That's what he does.
That's what he does. He doesn't have a lot of videos in his library, but they're all great.
So I can tell you guys from a perspective of, here on the channel, we pride ourselves with making some pretty high quality stuff, which makes us able to see people when they put in that extra time.
Also, he has access to a track.
Yeah, that's another thing. We were talking about this.
I wonder if he works at like a dealership or something.
He has to work somewhere at a dealership because the dude has less than 500 subs, and somehow, bro can just go on. Look at this. Well, hold on. Let me give you guys the flyby real quick. Look at this. He just has a track. He just shows up, just rides around. But like, it's the little things like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys noticed. Little transitions like this.
Yeah, there's attention to, like, he cares about making the video.
Let me give you guys the facts. When you see the tiny details done, that's where the time is.
Yeah.
It does not take a long time to make a good video. It takes an incredibly long time to make a good video where all the details, all the I's are dotted and all the T's are crossed. So watching through this guy's videos,
you can tell he cares about making the video.
Yeah, he authentically does a really good job. Good. So, yeah, if you guys want to go check him out, we'll have links in the description. This is kind of what we want to do. We want to be able to kind of end the show out showing you guys a cool channel that we came across that we think needs some attention. And this week we think Moto Marvelous, I actually said it correctly this time. Nice. Pretty happy about that. With his Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde video. The way he says Dr. Jekyll is my absolute favorite. But, okay, Bo, we did it. It's 6 o'clock.
We did it, brother.
It's 6 o'clock.
It's 6 o'clock.
We did every single thing. We did the sponsorship thing at the right time. We actually talked about everything. We talked about everything. We did it. Guys, high five in the chat. I didn't think it was going to happen. We actually did it. I feel so good. And my God, an hour has never felt shorter.
That went real quick.
Jesus Christ, fam. You guys can let us know what you think in the chat about anything we talked about. These videos do go live afterwards. I am excited to say that I'm hopeful that next week we will have Heather in the house. She's going to help the production of this because right now, we're going to have Heather in the house because, like, me and Bo, we got a lot going on, and it would be helpful to have somebody there to, like, maybe keep an eye on chat. Like a close eye on chat. So that way me and Bo can focus on the actual content.
You know what we should do?
What should we do, Bo?
We should, one of these episodes, scrap the articles and all that stuff and do a full episode of, like, YouTubers and talking to chat.
So that's
because the time frame is so like, we just ran through an hour and it felt like it was 5 minutes. And I would love to, like, engage everybody and, like, talk to everybody and then put some spotlight on YouTubers and good content that we're seeing. And I feel like we don't have enough time to do that, and also the articles.
That's true. We are a growing platform. So, you know, if you guys can let us know either in the chat or in the comments of this video, it would be helpful to know, because we're just put aside the beginning of this episode. We're getting to the point where we're starting to get comfortable with this whole situation. And now's the time where we can be like, do you guys enjoy us talking about videos that we find and showing you guys those? Do you enjoy the articles? Do you want to keep them both? We look at this as a community thing. Obviously, it's just me and Bo here, but we do look at you guys as part of the major thing, you guys that are here for the live show. So we would love if you guys gave us some creative feedback. Do you want us to go in one direction or the other? An hour is just so fast, dude.
Yeah.
Blazing through that. But
guys, going to be a good way to also kind of help feed that. The whole idea behind this show is community based, right? Like that was the cornerstone of why we wanted to do it, because both you and I
and
Tonnet very strongly believe in motorcycle as a community. And so I think that's our tie-in to Tonnet, is using that to kind of make this really interactive show. We're talking to people, like, in chat and stuff like that, but also, like, outside of that to feed into the whole thing, and it's just a snowball.
Right. I will go farther than that and say that I look at this show as our entry point to try to get the motorcycle industry, both in general and here on YouTube, more community-based. I don't know how many of you guys have been watching the motorcycle industry here on YouTube since I started, but I feel like when it started, it was the hardest core of a community that you could possibly have. And I think over time, as the community has gotten bigger, we've become more segmented. and I think there needs to be a really hard push to bring it back to a more community-based situation. So that's kind of why we, that's our kind of mission statement thing we believe in here on the Live on Two Wheels show. Hopefully you guys think the same thing, and we can kind of build this out to be a far more community-based thing. But that's all for us for this episode, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching it live. If you're listening to it, by the way, that's something else cool. We're getting this out on all podcast platforms because you guys mentioned in our last show, guys, this works out so well for a podcast. You should put it out as a podcast. So we are making moves to do that. Currently.
Really quickly, I want you to answer this question.
Okay.
What happened to Any Ridden Sundays?
Well.
And then we'll close out on that.
We'll close out on that. So currently we're on Spotify. So search live space on Two Wheels on Spotify. We're actually there. The first episode's up. Second episode's going to be a lot better quality. Just a heads up. We didn't record correctly the first time. Any Ridden Sunday. What happened to that? We'll talk about on the next show. Hey. All right, guys. We're going to play you out with our new outro that we've got. And we will see you guys back here next Thursday, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And make sure to submit your video questions over on Tonnet inside of our On Two Wheels Club with the hashtag L2W. L2W.
Yeah, you can take a video straight from it, post it up to the club with that hashtag.
You guys do that, and we will, the person we pick, we will get you a $50 Revzilla gift card. We cannot wait for next Thursday, where we get to blaze through another hour faster than a ZX14 can hit a quarter mile. Let's play an intro before
outro?
An outro. Did I say intro?
You said intro. Don't
Whatever
play the
we
intro.
need to do. We'll see you guys on the next one.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Later. So what is the mic / auxiliary to?
So that this will play to the stream when you're watching videos.
Hold on, let me defend this.
No, you end it when you see the thing go.
Yeah.